Welcome to the U World Order Showcase Program, the platform dedicated to highlighting visionary entrepreneurs and coaches who are shaping the U World economy. Each week, we're celebrating the power of the individual and coming together to uplift and empower one another to reach new heights of growth and prosperity as we showcase a coach, company, or entrepreneur stepping out to be the change they want to see in the world. With our collective efforts, we're creating a world where every person has the tools to realize their full potential and thrive like never before. Join us today as we chat with this week's guest to learn how they got started, what they're doing, and how they're making a difference in shaping the U World Order.
Hi, and welcome to the U World Order Showcase Program. Today, we're going to be speaking with Kelli McCamy. She co-owned and operated McCamy's Quarter Horses for 26 years. Kelli was one of the top 50 money earners nationally, earning world championships and national titles, as well as being inducted into the Hall of Fame. In 2008, she started another business within the health and wellness space and transitioned out of the horse business in 2010. She continues to grow her passion and her desire to help others take steps with a holistic approach to improve their health. She became a certified International Integrative Health Coach in 2021 and started her own private health coaching practice. She specializes in gut health and is on a mission to help others understand our health starts in our gut. Kelli loves to educate on how to begin to create healthy daily habits to build long-term health. She offers online classes such as Health 101, 30-Day Kickstart to Healthy Habits, Label Reading 101, group coaching, private coaching. And today, Kelli will be talking to us a little bit about her foray into the diabetes too, taking control of your diabetes. So with that, please help me welcome Kelli McCamy. Hi, Kelli. Welcome to the U World Order Showcase Program. We were just chatting about the healthcare system and taking control, my favorite topic. And we have to talk about horses in here. So don't leave before we talk about horses, because that is super cool too.
One of my favorite things to talk about.
Horses and health. Okay, so tell us how you got started, where you're at, what you're doing.
Well, to tell you how I got started in the health and the wellness space has to do with horses, so we might as well start there. I as you probably already put out there, I was in the horse business as a professional breeder, trainer, showman for 30 plus years, I think. And absolutely loved that. And in that time, I had the opportunity to sit down with a equine nutritionist. And because I was breeding very, high-end horses worth a lot of money, especially by the time you factor in all the money you spend on them to get them to the show pen. So people, anytime you spend money on something, there's also a priority that goes along with that. And so one of the things that we were seeing in our breeding program was a lot of our foals being born with some health issues, so to speak, respiratory, joint problems, just a whole plethora of different things that we were at that time giving the excuse or writing it off to genetics. And we were saying, oh, well, that's due to that bloodline or breeding, genetics, whatever. And so I had this opportunity to sit down with this equine nutritionist that had done a lot of studies in Kentucky with the thoroughbreds, with the racehorses, which is as expensive as our horses were. These were like 10 times or more expensive. And they had some remarkable results in their studies, and they found that when they started supplementing their breeding stock with superior nutrition, that some of these issues that we were seeing just reduced dramatically. And of course, over time, it's not going to happen the next year, but he just showed me the results, and I got really interested, started implementing that in our breeding program. And, my clients were paying for it, except for my own horses, of course, but for all of my clients' horses, they didn't mind paying for it if they could see a way that it would increase or decrease the risk of their horses having these issues, so they could make it to the show pen and be a success there. So that's what we thought, and it was the results were amazing. We were seeing, after about 5 years of implementing superior nutrition to our brood mares while they were carrying the babies, and then to the baby, the foals, as you call a baby horse, after it was born, just giving it drenches of copper, selenium, some trace minerals. And these health issues, respiratory and joint issues particularly, decreased by at least 25% and sometimes more after about 5 years. And so it was remarkable. So it really had me take a look and kind of question, okay, this is working in horses. Why are we not giving our own health the attention? Why aren't we making our health the attention? And I myself was pretty unhealthy at the time. I didn't really, I wasn't experiencing a disease or a diagnosis or anything. I was in my 20s, early 30s, but still it made me take notice. And that kind of gets me to a whole nother topic of, you can't feel health. And so if you're saying you're healthy because you feel good, that's really not the approach to take either. So
Right.
That's what I was doing. And I realized I was very unhealthy. So
I actually have seen a study where they were looking at cultures that hung on to their old eating habits, and their when they were healthy, their teeth were good, their jawline was good, and then as the Western diet got implemented in their societies, their jaws started narrowing, and they started having more health issues, and the kids were having, as generation after generation came, there were more dental problems. There were breathing problems because their nose structure wasn't formed properly. And it's all based on the nutrition of the mom while the baby's developing, because, what we eat is what our bodies are built on. But
yes,
so many people just...
we create our own genetics. I mean, that's what you're describing there.
Yes.
You would say, if you take 10 generations of that 10th generation might just be saying, oh, well, that's in our genetics. And it is that they did create that through unhealthy lifestyles.
It passed down from generation to generation. I'm old enough to remember practices like before baby formula. And we used to make our own formula if they didn't breastfeed. And, breastfeeding went in and out of fashion. It's like boggles my mind. You're a perfectly created being capable of nourishing your offspring, and you need to supplement with chemicals?
Exactly.
Just makes no sense to me.
There's a lot that doesn't make sense. And when you mention the word chemicals, that's and in the Western diet, that's just what that is. It's just adding chemicals, toxins, nothing that resembles real food at all. And you can walk in a grocery store today and walk down those shelves and look at any ingredient list, and it's hard to find real food on any ingredient list. And that's the underlying problem of pretty much everything.
And even the vegetables and fruits that you do buy in the grocery store, they're so heavily fertilized, just applying chemicals to the ground so that they suck the chemicals up into them, which is the whole GMO thing, where it's like you're creating a plant that is resistant to bugs and stuff. Bugs and stuff don't want to eat it because they recognize this is no longer food. So here, we'll package it up and give it to you. You'll eat it.
Exactly. And, back to my conversation with that equine nutritionist, that's really what he showed me was not only do our soils contain the chemicals now due to us putting them in the soils, but also our soils being depleted of important vitamins and minerals. So we're getting it both ways, or we're not getting the nutrition both ways. I saw something, and I'm going to be paraphrasing this, and so don't quote me on this, but I have the concept right, that you can take an apple today and compare it to an apple 20 years ago, and to get the same nutritional content, it's something like you would have to eat 18 of those apples to get the same amount of nutritional value as you would in one 20 years ago. And it's because our soils have been depleted of the important nutrients and minerals, especially. Minerals is more important than vitamins. A lot of times people will tell me, oh, I take vitamin C and, a lot of different vitamins, which is great. But if you don't have the minerals and not getting the right mineral balance in your diet every day, then you can take all the vitamins in the world and you're not going to absorb them.
And they have to be taken in combinations and with certain foods in order for them actually to work in your body. And most people are like, I'm just going to take a whole bunch of vitamin D. And you're like, well, did you take the K also? And are you eating it with the things you need to be eating it with, like that have vitamin A in it to like make the vitamin D actually do what vitamin D is supposed to do?
And take the vitamin D and the calcium and everything to the parts of the body where it really needs to be, instead of it just stuck. Calcium's a whole nother concept. If it just gets stuck in your arteries, it can be very harmful. You've got to take the right nutrients with calcium to move it along to where it needs to be. I describe calcium as that when you look in the bottom of your shower and you see that white stuff building up on the tile, that's what it's doing in your body if it's not in the right places.
Yeah. And everything else gets a bad label for it.
Yeah.
Here, let's give you another pill. That'll fix it. So what are you doing now? And how did you get into doing it now?
Okay, so it's definitely been something that has evolved and progressed. Again, it really piqued my interest when I was in the horse business, and that really started me on my own journey. And I think really to believe in anything and to inspire any person or groups of people to take action in any way, you have to have been on that journey yourself. And so I did my own journey for years. And, I'll get a comment sometimes about how do you just have the willpower to, do what you do and eat the way. And I certainly am not saying I'm perfect in any way. None of us can be. But it did not happen overnight. It's just a journey. And that's what I, number one, encourage everyone to do, is just take baby steps along that journey and create those small, healthy habits that can end up being huge for your future. But that journey led me to want to share with other people that had an interest in being healthy, maybe had some health issues or whatever. So I just kind of started doing that. I got really involved with, back, I guess, in the very beginning, a network marketing company that had some products that made a big impact in my life and some friends and my husband and a whole lot of people at the time. I saw it really just, again, it made sense with what everything went back to what that equine nutritionist had shared with me. And so this product was just a multivitamin mineral supplement. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was something that I hadn't been doing. and got to sharing that. And that just led me on a path of discovery. And I just became this sponge of wanting to soak up more and more information. And I began to just self-educate myself until people started, and that went on for years. I mean, this has just been kind of over the past 15 years evolved into people, calling me and wanting me to help them with their health and referring to me as a coach or teacher or whatever. And I'd always have to stop and say, well, people would even refer to me as a nutritionist and ask for my help. And I'd always have to stop them and say, well, wait a second, I'm not licensed in anything. I just enjoy learning and sharing what I learned with others and helping other people. And to this day, that's still what I do. I did take that extra step a couple of years ago, went back to school and got a formal education, and really helped me speed up that journey of self-learning, and then sat for certification and then opened a practice of a private health coaching practice to where I just coach individuals and group coaching too. So that's kind of where I am today. And I specialize now in gut health and then taking that a step further on into diabetics and helping type 2 diabetics lower that A1C naturally.
That is really interesting because those two are very closely related. Everything happens in your gut. You just think that there's all this stuff inside, and very few people actually know all the things that are inside of you, that they all have a purpose.
Yeah.
And doctors like to rip them out randomly, but really they're there for a reason.
Yeah. And your gut health is the last place people think to look. If you have an allergy, what do? You run to the doctor to get an allergy shot. Let's look at the gut health, because it could probably be fixed there. It pretty much goes with any disease, and inflammation is directly related to 97% of disease. I know I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but
there's a lot of people that don't know this stuff.
Yeah, it starts in the gut. And so inflammation is huge. And that's really what led me to type 2 diabetes and to help people. First of all, it affects such a wide amount of our population, such a large amount of our population. And so I feel like I can help more people that way. And it comes, and I always say it's the 3 I's. You first have to recognize I am the solution. You can't, if it's going to be fixed, you have to take the ownership and understand that, yes, you will have to make some lifestyle changes, and it won't be easy. I always say choose your hard. Either choose your hard and make those lifestyle changes, or your hard will come down the road in the form of a major health issue or chronic disease. And that's a different kind of hard, and that's a much harder kind of hard financially.
Because you're going to have to give everything up anyway.
Yeah.
You just, when you're going to make that choice, when your whole life is falling apart, or now.
Yeah, and you might have to make that choice. Or you might not even have a choice if you don't make the choice now to choose your heart now. That choice might be, taking years off your life or quality of your life, and not getting to live the life that you deserve and that you desire. So that's the first I. And then, of course, with diabetes, the second I is obviously everything about insulin and understanding that. And then the third I is inflammation. And that's where the gut health comes in.
Yeah, that's a really powerful calling you got there, girl.
I enjoy it.
So when you're helping people, do you what kinds of things do you offer? How do people get in touch with you? How do they figure out if you can help them? Tell us a little bit about that.
There's a lot of ways to get in touch with me. I have a large presence on social media, so Facebook, Instagram. Kelly Health Coach is my handle on Instagram, Facebook. I think Kelly Health Coach, you can find me at that as well. I can give, I guess before we sign off.
I'll put all your links below in the description.
My email is a great way, could just contact me directly. And I check that several times a day. But as far as what I offer and how I can help people, I have different types of packages and programs depending on what somebody is really wanting or how serious they are. Anything from just a little 30-day class on how to create healthier habits, all the way up to, one-on-one coaching. I'm just about to launch a 12-week package specifically for type 2 diabetics. And so that is launching on May the 1st, but it's going to continue after that. So if somebody sees this after May 1st, don't think that you can't get in. It is a new program, so I'm offering it's kind of a beta test for the first 5 people. So that's filling up fast. But all of my coaching encompasses 5 areas. Number 1 is mindset. That's the most important. You've got to have that, or the other 4 don't matter if you don't start there. So that's a huge one. The second one is food. And then there's 5 things under food. Food is not everything. It's only one part of my 5 steps. So there's 5 things under food, and I don't really need to go into those, but
no, let them contact you and find out.
Yeah.
So leave them with some mystery.
Yeah. And the third one would be fitness. And that's not as tough as people think. I have some very simple ways that anybody, I don't care if you have bad knees, bad back, I can show you some ways to move your body to, to improve your health. And then the 4th one is, or one of the other ones is stress. Stress is such a huge, huge factor in our health. And so there's a bunch of stuff that encompasses stress. And then another one is toxins, and that's external toxins, because there's an internal toxins that belongs under the food category, but there's also external toxins. So those are the 5 areas of my program.
That sounds really exciting and interesting. Is your program kind of a rolling enrollment, or is it everybody has to start on the same day?
No, it can be rolling. Yeah, definitely. I'm launching this 12-week package on May 1st, but it's going to be rolling. And then, of course, I have monthly one-on-one coaching as well. So again, they would just want to contact me, have a quick phone call just to kind of let me more so let me get to know them and what their goals are. And then we can find out, what part or what is a good fit for them. I will tell you, and I've used the word, and I use it just because I guess it's a commonly used word, but I hate the word program, because program to me makes it feel like it's cookie cutter. It's got a start date and an end date. And your health is not a program. Your health is not a plan. Your health is not a diet. Your health is your life. And so it really is about lifestyle changes.
That is awesome. Is there anything that you would like to leave our listeners with? That one thing that you would really hope that they take away from this conversation?
A couple of things. Okay. First of all, I would encourage everybody to really understand that who the best doctor in the world is for them. And that is the person that you look at in the mirror every morning. You are your best doctor, and you have everything inside of you to reach down and figure out what you need to be doing to be healthy. You know your body. God made you specifically, uniquely. There's no one else like you. And there's no one else that's had the experiences and the things, good and bad, that have happened to them along the way to bring them to where you are right now. So everybody's different. And again, that's why I don't like that word program, because you've got to figure out to be your best doctor and reach down and design know how to customize your own plan, your own program for you. And it's not going to be like anyone else's. So that would be number 1. And then number 2, one of the things that I see happen a lot, and I know we've all heard of these situations where once people are backed into that corner and they hear that bad diagnosis word, whatever that diagnosis is. And first of all, that's just a name. It doesn't need to define you. It's a label. It's a label. But once they hear that, then they're like, oh gosh, what can I do? I want to be healthy. I want to do this. So I would just inspire you or encourage you to understand that you can't feel health. So if you're judging your health on how you feel, then you're already behind in the game. By the time you start feeling any kind of symptoms, your organs are only operating at a maximum of 60%. If it's something related to kidneys, your kidneys are going to be operating at 10% before you even feel anything. So don't base your health on how you feel. Start taking some action, creating some healthy habits today. Even if it's just a decision to maybe, hey, instead of having that Coca-Cola or that Diet Coke, what can I drink today that's a little bit healthier? And just take it one day at a time. Just start with some simple healthy habits.
Yeah, drinking water does so much for your body. And most of us wander around dehydrated. So, and drink it in glass, ditch the plastic. Yeah. Plastic is.
Yeah, I've got mine sitting right here. It doesn't, it's blurry on my end, but it's glass. It doesn't look like glass, but it is. Yeah, I agree.
They're coming around with that.
The plastic belongs down in the fourth category I mentioned, the toxins.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Kelli, it has been a pleasure chatting with you today. I thank you so much for taking time out to come and visit with our listeners and share with them your expertise in the health world and about your experience with the horses. That's really fascinating.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and the pleasure's been all mine. I've enjoyed being here.
Thank you for tuning in to the U World Order Showcase program. We hope today's episode has inspired you to consider how you can leverage your unique skills and talents to be the change you want to see in the world. If you're ready to take the next step and turn your passion into a 5-figure part-time business, we invite you to schedule a private consult at heartlifecoach.com. During our Passion to Profit breakthrough session, we'll work together to identify your strengths, clarify your vision, and develop a tailored plan for achieving your goals. Don't settle for mediocrity or let fear hold you back from pursuing your dreams. With the right guidance and support, you can build a thriving business that brings you joy, financial freedom, and the opportunity to make a positive impact in the world. Head over to heartlifecoach.com today to schedule your Passion to Profit breakthrough session and take the first step towards creating the life you've always wanted. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the U World Order Showcase program.